If you're planning to build a house in the Philippines and you have a 100 square meter lot, how much should you budget for it? Honestly, most people will throw out random numbers like 1 million pesos or 2 million pesos. But today, we're going to break it down into how much you should actually budget per square meter, and then we'll multiply it by the floor area, so that we can get a more realistic estimate. So, before anything else, I want to mention that these are just estimates, and if you want to know how much your house would actually cost, you can get in touch with an architect or a contractor to help you come up with a more personalized estimate. So let's begin with the buildable area. How much of the 100 square meter lot would be used for the actual structure? Based on our experience, we usually only use about 70 to 80 square meters of a lot, because the remaining portion is usually allocated for things like setbacks, pathways, and some open area at the back. For this video, we'll be using 80 square meters as our assumed buildable area. Next, let's talk about how much it would cost per square meter. This really depends on what kind of finish you're going for. If it's going to be a basic finish, you could get away with 18,000 to 22,000 pesos per square meter. But if you want a more standard finish, then you'll need to budget around 23,000 to 28,000 pesos per square meter. And lastly, if you're going for a high-end finish, then you'll need to budget at least 30,000 to 40,000 pesos per square meter. So for an 80 square meter floor area with a basic finish, you would need to budget around 1.44 million pesos to 1.76 million pesos. With a standard finish, it would be around 1.84 million pesos to 2.24 million pesos. And lastly, with a high-end finish, you would need to budget around 2.4 million pesos to 3.2 million pesos. Remember that these are just the costs for the structure itself. We still need to add the cost of permits and fees, utility connections, as well as site works, bodega, and mobilization. For permits and fees, you'll need to budget at least 100K. And this could go up depending on your location and the complexity of your plans. For utility connections, this could range from 30,000 to 50,000. And for site works, bodega, and mobilization, you'll need to budget at least 100K. And this could go up to 20. So adding all these costs together, here's how much you'll need to budget for your 100 square meter house in 2025. With a basic finish, you would need at least 1.8 million pesos. With a standard finish, 2.2 million pesos. And with a high-end finish, you'll need at least 2.7 million pesos. It's always better to add a little bit more to your budget rather than having to deal with the stress of being under budget in the middle of your construction. And remember that these are just estimates, and your actual costs may vary depending on your specific location, the finishes that you'll be using, as well as the availability of materials. Hopefully, this video gave you a better idea of how much you should budget for your house. If it did, please leave us a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more honest, helpful, and updated construction tips and advice. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.